All right, welcome. So I think we are live now. Welcome to another episode of 0 to 1 million per year, $1 million per year. Using the stock trading vehicle is NQ, and we are trading and executing trades of a 1 minute chart. If you want to know what the series is about, there is a link in the description of this live stream. So you can actually check it out and learn a little bit more about the math behind the idea, etc. Generally speaking, what we want to do is our goal is to make about $200 per account per day across 20 to 25 different accounts. So basically we are executing one trade on one account and we are copying that trade across 2025 accounts. So that's the idea here. We are starting from absolute zero, and I will be showing all the trades live here, no matter whether they are good trades or bad trades. And actually right now, just as I was setting up for the stream, I had a little bit of technical issues. I was actually considering to enter off this level here, which was hit perfectly to the tick, and now it is going down. So that's too late now. We'll see how it goes. We will watch the market. We are opening in about 10 seconds, to be honest. Now, interesting week ahead of us. There is FOMC coming on Wednesday, interest rate decision, and also we have an interesting opening today. Let me show you. So that doesn't work. I had some technical issues, but let's take a look. Trading view, higher time frame, maybe that's the one. I think that's the one. Okay, I'll sort it out after the stream, but hopefully you can see. You don't need to see that big. Yeah, so we did open today with a massive, absolutely massive volume imbalance. So I think this will get closed either today or at some point in the future. We have this volume imbalance here. But right now we are going up. We are at all-time highs. Bitcoin has been going up as well a little bit. So we'll see how it goes. Let's watch the market right now, because I didn't have time to prepare too much before the stream. So I'm kind of fresh to the charts after closing the session on Friday. So what are we looking at here right now? Let's take a look at the 1 minute chart. Again, massive weekly opening gap. This is the high, and we have the quadrants of this gap here. This is the 25% level. This is the midpoint. This is 75% level. This is the low of the weekly opening gap. Weekly opening gap, if you don't know what I'm talking about, is this is where we closed on Friday evening. Okay, as you know, the markets close for the weekend. They open Sunday evening, and this is where we open. So that's why we have this massive gap into this big gap as well. Now, opening range gap. Again, massive gap here. I'm going to mark this on my chart. So we have this gap here, and this goes all the way to this level here, which happens to be also London high from today. So let's change it to opening range gap and lock it in place so it doesn't move. Let's see if we have the first presented fair value gap. This is the 9:30 first candle. Not just yet, so let's wait and see. This opening range gap is massive. Delete this black line of my chart. What is it? 500 to, wow, it's 300 points opening up. So what I noticed is usually when we have that big gap, we normally test like upper quadrant of that gap. Again, this is not a rule, but that's what I noticed. I'm going to put that on my chart, and the lower quadrant, upper quadrant is around 738 level, which happens to be more or less where the weekly opening up high is as well. So it might actually come down, maybe bounce from here and go up. I don't know, but I'll keep this level on my chart for now and see where it takes us. Now, liquidity. Where is liquidity? So we have taken this liquidity here, that high. We took this liquidity, so basically on open, we went down to this level and then moved up. I think we're gonna take this level, at least. I'm not sure if it's worth marking on the chart. Wow, that's a big wick on the 5-minute chart as well. Yep, we are going down. Well, I want to take a long trade of the 0.25 level. That is a big question. Let's take a look. We do have these lows here. And quite frankly, I think this may want to get taken. I will mark this on my chart as liquidity. And this is going to be minor sell side 27 October. So this is actually, this is London low. London high has been breached right now. Just remove it. London low is still intact. Yeah, we might go here. We might spike below. Maybe even go to 0.5. Maybe go to 25, upper quadrant of the weekly opening gap here. We'll see. This would be interesting play. We'll see what we get there when we get there. So that's how we look like on the 1 minute. We do have the first presented fair value gap right now. So let's mark this on the screen. That would be about here to here. It's presented fair value gap, and this is going to be 22nd of October. Okay, so we are bouncing off it as we speak. We took down these lows. We do have some lows here and there and here. So there is some liquidity below us. The question is, are we going to go there right now or later? Nothing really above us. So just clear blue sky. Think we might be going down from here. Okay, let me see if my copy trader is engaged. Yep, so all set here. The question is, why would we want to go up from here? There is absolutely nothing above us. Both all-time highs have not been tested yet. This is at 394 on my 15-minute chart, which may be the play at some point during this week, maybe during FOMC. I don't know. Let's watch this chart. So we did go higher. This is looking good for a short. 847 and 36. Think I missed it. I don't want to chase it. Okay, so we've taken this liquidity. We are bouncing off the first presented fair value gap, which I want to lock on my chart as well. This was a good trade that I did not enter. I was considering entering it just like a few seconds before I started the stream. That would give us, where would I exit? That's 10 points. A 10-point base hit, basically. Not a lot. Okay, so that bounced perfectly off the midpoint of the fair value gap for now. And also we are creating kind of a lower low. So we broke down here, we created lower low. Now we may be creating lower high as well. So let's watch this. If this is going to happen or not. In the meantime, I am, this is looking promising for a long. It may be a little bit tricky Monday because of the FOMC and no news as well. I don't think there is any meaningful news whatsoever. Let's wait and see. Okay, so we had one bounce from here, second bounce from here. So initially we went down, then we reclaimed the first fair value gap, and now we are just going up and down here. Okay, this is going down now. Okay, so again, for now, my favorite strategy. I mean, I probably should be entering these trades with a little bit more confidence, to be honest, but because we are just starting, here I keep missing out on some of these trades. So again, we had first one here, lower low. Okay, so broke of structure here, lower low, move back to the order block and then move down. Okay, then on open, created higher high, again, broke down to take the liquidity. Okay, but again, moving, basically broke down the structure here. Moving up, we should be executing the trade off this line. And we would get at least 20 points, which would be great. So 2 missed trades so far. Now we have created a higher low. So just bouncing back and forth right now. Let's wait and see what is it going to do. We are bouncing off the top of the gap as well. Might be indication to go higher for some reason. Bitcoin. Let's see. So now we are bouncing off the low of this gap. Does this mean we are going down? Time will show. Okay, lower. This is mixed information now. This is definitely mixed information. The 5-minute chart looks as if we are going higher, at least at this very second. Big doji on the 5-minute. See what's going on with this thing. Is this my 5-minute chart? Yeah, it is. $15-minute chart, same thing. Let's do this. We go back to 1 minute. Okay, so what's going on here? By the way, on Friday, while we are waiting for this to resolve, remember I ended stream early, and just at the very end of the stream I said that the play here could be that we have created lower high. Okay, we took a trade, successful trade of this candle. Okay, then I said the play here could be that we actually take down these lows, we overshoot VWAP, okay, and then we move higher. And I said I might be actually interested in taking a trade off the VWAP, which is actually what I did, because that literally happened like 2 or 3 minutes after I ended the stream. So I took the trade somewhere here. I don't know exactly what level, but somewhere here of this line, sorry. And it initially moved here. My stop was just below this low, somewhere in this vicinity, so I didn't get stopped. And then it moved up. It wasn't a big trade. I couldn't wait simply because I had stuff to do. I couldn't wait for it to resolve this little chop here. So I took my profit like 10 or 15 points. I don't remember at this time. And then the market just shoot it up. So if you did wait for this trade, that's great. If not, then it's okay too. So let's see now if... Wow, that gap is absolutely massive. Let's see if we have any resolution of this a little sideways price action. Where is 10 o'clock? This is going to be our 10 o'clock. So what's going on here? Higher high. This is not resolved yet. While we wait, I'm gonna draw some stuff on my daily chart. Okay, so this volume imbalance on the daily, we have this volume imbalance, which I'm going to delete this one because we have a bigger one here. Which is here. Volume balance. This is daily. And this is a huge volume imbalance here. 24th October. Come on. 24th October. Let's look it. Okay. And now let's mark this massive volume imbalance. Wow. Okay, now this is not yet confirmed. I'll keep it on my chart and I will also sync this in my layout to know where it is. It's worth mentioning on the daily chart that we are actually on the candle number 8, and this means this is a bullish candle number 8. This means that tomorrow we will get the MRI top. This is tone-based MRI indicator. I've been using this for a while now, so you may expect some drop going into FOMC. We'll see, but that's something to pay attention to. The RSI on the daily has a lot of space to go. What worries me is that Bitcoin isn't really moving to all-time highs or anything. Okay, something going on in the 1 minute, so let's switch back. So we've been just chopping this first presented fair value gap here. Nothing for us to do here. This was interesting play. This one not so much anymore. We took down this low here. I don't think there will be anything to do here until at least 10 a.m. and 10 probably. Maybe the market will start moving. The 5 minute is creating massive wicks. You can see. So we created this wick, which basically took down this wick, took down all the longs. This one, maybe this one. So yeah, this one took down the longs, this one took down the shorts. So normally what I noticed as well is that whichever side is taken first, that's the direction we will be moving. So that's logical because they would want to take down all the longs, sorry, all the shorts to go down, then all the longs to go back again. We are actually holding this 5 minute 20 EMA on the 5 minute chart, so maybe that's an indication to go up. I'm not convinced yet. Let's switch back to 1 minute. So let's just have some tea, relax. Right now, because we are starting, I'm not sure this is day number 4 or 5. I am using only one evaluation account, which is a Lucid trading account, which is currently 45% off with my link, which is in the description of this stream below. And I said this in the previous stream. This is the only link I have for you guys, simply because I believe this is, at least for our purposes, for the beginners starting, the best account out there, the best deal out there just yet. Okay, and this is for the reason that there is no activation fee. The payment is about, with discount, it's about $65 to $70, something like that. And this is a one-time payment, and when you pass the evaluation, you don't pay activation fee, which is the case with other prop firms, at least majority of them. And also, if that's not the case with other prop firms, then you pay the monthly fee rather than one-time fee for the evaluation account. So that is a massive difference, because we can take as much time as we want to actually go through, get knowledge, and pass that evaluation here, rather than stressing that about the next monthly payment for the account. So those are the kind of short reasons. The comparison of the prop firms is coming, don't worry. But again, I do have some other obligations that I need to fulfill first. Look at that. So we are moving up right now. At least for now. On the 5-minute chart, we do have those red dots. This is a resistance area, MRI resistance area. So we need to break through it first in order to think about bullishness of this. Okay, this candle is looking good, but still we closed inside of all these wicks. Okay, we might as well be actually testing the mid of that wick, which I don't have on my chart, and I should. So let's see. And I do have a feeling, yes, we have been, see, this is a 0.25 level, upper quadrant. We've been bouncing off, not the mid, but generally between the midpoint and 0.25 level. So this still could be the case before the drop. So we are basically accumulating the short positions here to go lower, maybe to partially close that gap. Very mixed information on the 1-minute chart right now, so just sit and wait. We reclaim the 5-minute 20 EMA, produced some bullish candles here. Nothing on the 15-minute chart. We have some meaningful gaps here or not. Let's measure this move. Okay. Okay, this is candle number 7, so we are approaching the the topping candle. This is going to be the candle 9 if we get there. And that's also going to be 10 o'clock. So we'll see. We are working on the bullish candle on the 5-minute chart. What is going on here? Higher high. Let's say this was higher high. Now we broke up. Go to the upside. Okay, so approaching the topping candle. On the 5-minute chart, it seems like we are going to close below the resistance line. Or maybe not, still 20 seconds to go. I don't think there will be anything for us to do on that candle anyway. Okay, closed below the resistance line. Going back to 1-minute chart. So this is 10 o'clock right now. I will move my line to 10:10. Okay, so the opening range is set right now as well. So the question is if we are going to break out of it. If you hear screaming in the background, that would be my kids. Pretty normal at this time of the day. Okay. So we broke the count here. We didn't get to MRI 9 candle. We broke the count. Now we are breaking out of it. Quite promising. But oh, that's a big candle. Is this a liquidity grab to go lower, or is this a breakout? This candle still closed within those previous. Oh, actually, just right on the very top of that wick here. With a big wick. So in hindsight, if we analyze the current price action, we were bouncing kind of off this opening range gap, massive opening range gap. So this is exactly what I said is happening a lot of times. If we have that massive opening range gap, we tend not to close this at the beginning, but rather bounce of it or dig into it slightly, yes, like maybe upper quadrant, and then move to the upside, continue the move to the upside. So I don't want to chase it. I'd rather wait and see what is going to happen. Those 1 minute candles that do not look promising. And we are approaching the acceleration line on the 15-minute chart, which is this blue line you can see on my screen. Okay, so if we go through it and close above it, that would mean we may expect some higher prices. I mean, absolutely nothing above us. No liquidity to grab. So we either take a continuation trade or we wait for a reversal pattern. Those are the two potential scenarios I have right now. Now, where would we take the continuation pattern? I don't know just yet. I want to see how the 5-minute candle closes. Okay, it did close in just a few seconds. It did close decently bullish above the wick, above the highs. This is already going to be candle number 7. We did create a fair value gap here. Fair value gap on the 5-minute. Let's see if we have anything on the 1-minute. So we did have, let's say if we take into account this run, we did have a small gap here, which we used as support. Nothing here, nothing here. And now we have created another gap here, okay, which we might be using as support, at least for now. This order block would be the play as well. I don't like it personally. Maybe I should, because that's just on the all-time highs. Okay, see? Plus this is 10:06 right now on the clock, New York time. And we are still below the acceleration time. So there is the end of 10 a.m. macro coming at 10:10, which means the market may start running, seeking liquidity or inefficiencies. There is not many inefficiencies above us right now, just empty vacuum, empty space. What do we do here? If I took the trade here, even of this gap, where would my stop loss be? I mean, I would have to put it, first level would be below this down candle, which is not ideal. This one would be definitely preferable to me, at least. Like here. This one hasn't been tested as well. That would be probably even more ideal. But we are playing with these lows if we get here. So this would be the safest bet. with a stop loss. It doesn't look like we are going there. With a stop loss, the stop loss would have to be below this gap. About 15 points, not bad. But it seems like we are accumulating to go higher of that. Should I take an entry here? I'm not gonna have a chance right now. Where would I put my stop loss here? That is the question. This is 10 points. This is 23 points. I would have to put it below this. Tough call. Okay, approaching 10 past 10 right now. Could this be a distribution? Or could this be a move up? There is one possible scenario that I'm considering if we are bullish, is this order block here. Didn't manage to get this. Now if we get there again, that's not good. Is it? Okay, I'll take the shot here. Very small trade. And let's see if that is going to play out. I mean, we have to take the trade someday. Trade. Let's see. How far? Okay, well, that doesn't look good. Now we have this. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we are at the order block. Right now, this entire thing here, those two down candles. So still okay, unless we dump from here really hard. I want my stop to be 42. It's more or less where it is now. And let's see if we are going to dump from here or not. If this goes up from here, I could have added to the trade, to be honest, here. Unless this is going to be lower low now. Where would we go from here? Where would we go? I'll leave my take profit where it is right now. I mean, it's hard to say. I like the fact we bounced off this order block, but I would like to see a little bit more strength right now. which I am not seeing just yet. Okay, another bounce of this order block, so that's all good for now. For continuation. Yeah, I think I'm happy with my stop loss. I mean, I could move it to a little bit here, maybe. But to be honest, if we go past this order block, I probably want to be out anyway. 32. Yeah, so I'm happy with where my stop loss is right now. Okay, so now I don't like this. Okay, because it seems like we are accumulating off that gap, small gap here. And we are below that fair value gap we created earlier. I'll give it a moment, but I am very conscious of that thing here. See? So let's see what's going to happen. So 5-minute candle closed. We are approaching the topping candle right now. The 5 minutes, see that number 1? And I really don't like it. I really, really don't like it. But let's stick with this trade and see if it materializes in profit or loss. For now, that order block is in play. And we have been kind of digging into it. $20 points would be nice on this trade, to be honest, at least. But right now, as it stands, it does not look like that. We had this fair value gap here. We actually inverted. I think I'm gonna exit this trade in a second. This looks like a move to the downside. Wow. Too late. Still within the order block though. And I think we get stopped. Okay, this is past our order block right now. Literally like 1 point away from a stop loss. Nothing to do here. Let's just wait. Okay, it's 10:10 now. Stopped. Okay, so let's mark this trade on the screen. So now the question is, are we digging into this order block here? Because that's interesting play as well. No. Yep. I'm still watching this. And I can tell you right now that I should be entering off this midpoint of that candle, okay? Because this is the last down candle after we broke through the high. So I used this order block here, but I should use this one, if at all. So that means we should be in the trade here with a stop loss somewhere below these lows, maybe even below these lows. But anyway, this was the decision at the time. So let's see what happens. Should I enter another trade here? I guess so. I don't mind. So I may actually enter another trade. Let's see. And I will put my stop loss somewhere here potentially. Okay, let's see if this materializes in anything. But that should be my original trade, whether it's a loser or a winner, that should be the trade. Okay. And now let's wait and see. So right now, as I'm looking at the chart in terms of the first trade, we broke these highs. Okay, we went up. This seems like a distribution. Okay, so basically the big fish is getting rid of the longs. Okay, we waited. Okay, majority of people were buying longs here. We waited a little bit. We entered off. When did I enter? Oh, I entered here. Why did I enter here? Well, that's interesting because I entered here of this little candle, which in reality I should be entering here, at least as I recall, while really I should be entering of this one. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So we can call this one a stupid trade. For whatever reason, they distributed here, okay, of this gap. So we create this little gap, and then we inverted this gap. They accumulated shorts of this gap for a move lower. Okay, now we are in that order block, and I would really like this to shoot up from here. If we are going to see that, I have no idea. For now, this looks bullish. Let's see if we can make at least 25, 30 points. We do not have, we have this really small gap here. This is like back and forth. There is no break of structure here just yet. Okay, see, we are creating higher lows. Higher lows. Unless we go into this order block here and create a lower high and then move down, break the structure, and we'll see what happens next. For now, we wait. I'm trying to be patient here with Nasdaq. It is testing my patience. I'm gonna move it in case it just explodes to the upside. So that would be a perfect entry for 26.46 for 20 points. Okay, but unfortunately we are not there yet, and it seems like it wants to move higher, lower. Who knows? On the 1 minute time frame, we are bouncing off that first presented fair value gap. This is not relevant just yet. However, now we have taken long position of 831 level, which is 831 somewhere here. 831. Okay, the question is if we are going to stop in this vicinity. 25 points. Okay, let's close the trade here. Okay, so we are more or less break even right now. This is a very strong candle. This is a bullish structure, but I am a little bit afraid that we can create a lower high here for whatever reason. and then break these lows. Okay, maybe not, but still not for me. So let's analyze 1030. Let's analyze. This actually could be, no, it cannot be the short play for me just yet, unless we consider this to be lower low to this one, which could be the case. Again, it's a little bit risky. The risk is low, 66 to about 78, so 10-15 points, but I'm not gonna take it. Okay, let's review those trades. So the first one, was off 861 level. This was a short of 861 level. This was a short? No, this was a long. 861 more or less here, and we got stopped at 836. 836, which is here. I gave it enough room on that candle, isn't it? Yes. So this was our first trade. The second trade we took was a little bit late. It should be of the mid point of this down candle here, but I took it off the 831 level, and I took the profit at 859, at 856, 856 level on this candle within these up candles here. Okay, so we are moving higher, which is great. That confirms that this is the bullish structure. Okay, creating higher lows. Okay, did not break the structure here. Moving up now. However, we are still in the vicinity of these up candles here. Okay, so the initial balance is also set right now. Initial balance is the first hour, the range on the first hour of trading from 9:30 till 10:30. Okay, so this is the high, this is the low within that time frame. That's set. Let's keep it on the chart. I'm going to log this as well. Let's move our marker to 1050, which is where the 11 a.m. macro starts, and let's see where we are then. So what happens now? Okay, see, we are still within those candles here, which worries me. Before I move higher, we are approaching the sell candle as well, which is going to be this one if we close above. So let's see. So this one, we can call it a stupid trade, okay? Of that small order block that shouldn't really be here. I should have been, not even this one, okay? I should have been entering off this order block. I didn't want to wait. I FOMO'd in, and this was a losing trade. Other than that, it would be a perfect trade. So one loser for 25 points. Okay, one loser for 25. First trade, let's call it first trade, lost 25 points. And second trade, one fade 25 points. Second trade, 125 points. So we are almost break even on the day, $5 in profit, which is great. Okay, let's move on. We will actually log this in the journal. Super important to log this trade. I will log both under one trade. Strategy, profit ratio, the profit ratio on this. This one was almost 1 to 2. This one 1 to 1. Okay, so profit, let's do this profit 0 because we are break even. I'm gonna take the screenshot from here. Okay, and now notes. Took the long trade of the small order block, while should have waited for the drop into the correct order block, bullish order block below. First order block after break. Kind of my rule. Okay, then took the correct trade with a little bit late entry, which was successful. Okay, so that is what happened. So we are break even on the day. Let's save it, move this away, and let's see what happens now. Okay. So I did expect this to move higher, at least take these highs, but I didn't want to risk because at the same time I was afraid this is going to create lower high. Again, emotions. Could have waited, could have kept this trade. If we had the perfect entry of this line by limit buy, and we waited till here, we would be 50 points in profit. Okay, so we left some profits on the table, unfortunately. Impatient. But let's move on and see if we can grab anything else. I'm gonna log these two trades. For now, created a fair value gap. We bounced off it. We bounced off it. My guess is this is an upper quadrant, almost to the tick. Exactly to the tick. So this is very bullish. And now moving up. Let's see how far can we go. RSI, lots of space here. The 5-minute RSI potentially creating bearish divergences. Some people like to enter a trade off the initial balance high here. I'm not a fan of it. I would have to put my stop here or better here. 57. This is 76. I'm not gonna enter it. This is another kind of down candle we could enter off, but I don't want this. So let's just wait. Yeah, that first trade was not the brightest idea. Plus, keep in mind, it gave me some warning signs because we have inverted this fair value gap. Okay. So this has been inverted here. And at the same time, we created a new fair value gap. Okay. Of which we bounced, my entry, remember, was here on the long side. One time, second time, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. Okay, we have bounced 6 times. I did not watch this on this chart here. You can see now on my screen, but we can clearly see none of the bodies even entered this gap. Okay, not to mention to touch the midpoint of this gap or anything. So that was a pretty clear indication we are going down. Okay, how far? That's another question, but it was definitely a clear indication. And I should, to be honest, reverse this trade when we were hitting the midpoint of this gap. Okay, so that would be somewhere here with a stop above. That's only like 12 points, so low risk. I'm moving down. Okay, at least to this line, which is 18 points. If not this down candle. If not perfectly to this down candle for 38 points. That would be a perfect textbook trade. Okay, we close that gap here. We touched the order block, the midpoint, and moved up. Perfect. Perfect price delivery here. Execution could be better. We will work on this in the future. How is the volatility today? So let me tell you what I'm talking about. Okay, the volatility is that indicator here where my picture is actually blocking, obstructing your view. Okay, so this tells me, okay, this is the average, and this tells me the yellow marker tells me the range on each bar. This should be 2-minute chart. Wow, I didn't realize that. Are we that low? So see, those bars are only like 10, okay, 10 points each of these bars. This was an outlier, and average is only 15. So usually I would expect this is like 20 to 30 average. Even on the opening, it was 20. Wow, that is very low. Very low volatility today. Still, I've seen worse. Sometimes I have seen, gosh, 8 average. Okay, not individual candles, average. So that red line was like 9, 8, sometimes 7, which is crazy. It just doesn't give you the chance to actually make a decent profit. So low volatility day, to be expected. Number one, no news Number 2, FOMC on Wednesday. Number 3, look at number 1 and 2. This is insane. The 1 minute is, to remove this a little bit higher. The 1 minute bars are on average 10 points. Wow. 5-minute bars, 24. Okay, the afternoon session could be a little bit faster. I'm not gonna sit here for that long. Okay, let's watch our chart. Very bullish 15-minute candle. See, closed above all the highs and at the very top of this candle, which looks bullish. We have this wick on the 15-minute, which I need to grade. It's not like that. Come on. Okay, so I'm doing this because at some point we may want to actually test the 0.25 or the midpoint of that wick. So I want to have it on my chart just in case we get to this level and cross-reference this level 25.841 with my 1 minute chart, which seems to be somewhere within the vicinity of this order block and the bottom of this fair value gap. So could this order block be of interest to us? Definitely. I need to find the midpoint of it. It's a scary candle. See, this is what I wanted to see, that bounce and then move up. I wanted to see that in the straight here. Okay, so move down and bounce. Seems to be reacting nicely, especially that we have the initial balance high here. So let's see, what did I want to do? I wanted to measure this candle and see where the midpoint is. Exactly 41. Okay. And I'm also going to, although this is quite a decent big candle. I'm going to, it's 42.7, no, just one. Okay, let's leave it. Delete that. What's going on? $8.50. So 8.50 is the upper quadrant of this 15-minute wick. 8.50 happens to be the midpoint of this fair value gap as well, which is where we might go. But why would we want to go here? Very good question. And let's see this layout. Okay, this is the grading of the week. So far bullish. So this is 10:50 already. Wow. Okay, so we are entering the 11 a.m. macro now. We'll mark 11 a.m. here. We dropped down to into the initial balance area. We are digging into this down candle. Again, learning from this experience. I am not interested, need to stick to my rules a little bit more. So let's wait and see. No reversal patterns I can see in the charts. Digging into the order block, this one. Could be the play here, but I am not sure if I want to risk it. The midpoint of that gap could be interesting as well. Going by standard rules, we have created the bearish divergences on the 5-minute RSI. Not that I'm paying attention to it, but people do. 5-minute. Okay, see the RSI here. We have higher high, lower high, but on the chart we have higher high and even more higher high. Okay, so this is bearish divergence, and we are confirming it with those two down candles right now. So like always, let's see and wait. Let's wait and see. Okay, so 1-minute chart. Again, I was looking at the bearish divergences while we are actually bouncing on the top of that gap. Not that we are bouncing immensely, just 12 points. So base hit, if you were going for the base hits 10 points, that would be a winner. I would like to get a little bit more. Would I be interested in entering a long somewhere here? I mean, one level is that top of that gap. The second level is the middle of that gap. I don't consider the 5-minute EMA here. We will overshoot it, I guess. The third level, I mean, if it's really bullish, it shouldn't really close that gap. Just go below these two lows, bounce off the midpoint, which is 83.50, and then move up again. dig a little bit deeper for us, please. I'm gonna try it with very little trade. And I'm gonna try to enter off 53. Very little trade. It's like 1 micro something. If it gives me the opportunity. The level to watch is 83.25. 83.25. 83.25 buy limit. And let's see if that materializes. And I would add another part at 841. This level where my cursor is. Unless something changes, we create a lower high. In that case, I will remove it. Which it seems like we will be doing. Unless that's pretty much everything we get in terms of discount. Is this an even discount area I want for this entire move? No, that's not a discount. So the first discount area is below that midpoint of that move. And that's the midpoint of the gap. The deeper discount, the best discount, is right at this order block here. The entire order block is discount. Plus this midpoint of the 15-minute candle might be the good play here. Okay. If we create lower high after this candle, and I'm gonna remove my limit buy and actually move it to the midpoint of the previous of this order block here. Now we have built some liquidity, keep in mind. Okay, we have liquidity below here, below these two equal lows as well. It may actually want to go and dig. We have a VWAP here as well. So VWAP should offer us some support. Interesting. Let's watch and see. Okay, I don't like, I'm starting not to like this. This is only 1 micro in our evaluation account. So the loss on this would be 83, 53.20, 33 points, about $60. I'm gonna add here as well. Very risky trade, but also very small. Okay, seems like we are in. Let's try our luck. I tell you immediately, I don't necessarily like it. Okay, we are midpoint of that gap right now here. And I said I'm going to add to the trade about 8 for 1, isn't it? 8 for 1. So if I said that, that's what we need to do. Buy limit. Okay, that doesn't look good. So we are kind of bouncing off that. If it's bullish, it should go up from here. That's the end of the story. 11, 10. That is the end of the story. Should we take 20 points or should we trust it's gonna move? It's definitely break-even trade now. I'm going to move this. I'm going to delete that limit order here because that's clearly lower low. I think I'm gonna take 20-25 points here if it gives it to me. Come on. Good. Okay. So another winning trade. Let's work this out on our chart. Now, this really could be short now if it wasn't for that gap, okay? Because we have perfectly hit the mid, you can't see it. Okay, if this gap wasn't here, I would be very interested in going short of that order block here. Show you. But because the bigger posture is bullish, we've been creating higher highs, higher lows, okay? We only really took down these equal lows, okay? So we took these down, we bounced off the midpoint of that gap, that could be potential long, and now we are moving hopefully higher. Let's see. Okay. We are not out of the woods yet, but it seems like we are pushing through that order block again. This I think I can remove now. And look at that, we hit the 0.25 level almost. Again, depends how accurately I have drawn this on my 15-minute chart, but remember that was the wick on the 15-minute chart. So we hit that as well. If it left this portion of the fair value gap opened, okay, see this portion, that means it looks very bullish, at least for now. Okay, this could be still in play for later, for a bounce long, but again, we'll see. Okay, right now, the question is if we are going to create lower lock within the vicinity of these three candles, or are we going to push higher? Let's analyze our trade. So we took the trade. This was a long trade. We took the trade of 853 level on that candle. 8531. Perfect execution. This is exactly what I'm talking about. 853. Can't see that. 85325, I think. 85325. That is absolutely perfect execution. Okay. So midpoint of the gap, we had very little drawdown. Our stop loss was, this was a very small trade. My stop loss was quite wide. Okay, simply because I wanted to potentially add to the trade in the vicinity of this down candle, which we didn't get the chance to. We moved up and we took profit at 74.50. 74.50. Right on this candle top, which is great, and within the vicinity of this up candle as well. So that is, according to my rules, 21 points winner. Third trade, 25 points winner. Good, very small trade, but still. Okay, let's put this in a journal. So I'll take a screenshot. Trading journal. 21 points we said. The ratio wasn't. No, the ratio. Really for this trade. Okay, let's leave it 0.6. Let's not complicate things here. Profit ratio 0.6, 0.7, win 21 points, instrumental on Q, strategy, choose file, comments. Excellent execution of the midpoint of the gap. Wanted to add at bullish order block below, but did not get the chance. Exit, descent. Exit, descent. Looking at this, yeah, even more than this. Exit, very good. Okay, so good execution. I'm happy with this. So that's 21 points, guys. That is 21 points. If it wasn't for that stupid trade I took earlier, the first trade of the day, that would be sorry, that was okay. That was 21, not 25. Okay, never mind. 21 and 25, that would be 46 points in profit. But we took this stupid trade here. I don't know why I entered it. I need to rewatch the stream myself and see what was my motivation here. Because that trade wasn't even of that midpoint of that candle. Anyway, let's take a look at the price action now. So what are we seeing now? We are seeing potential, although this is on a very low time frame, potential break to the downside, the structure. Then we moved up, we bounced off that cluster of up candles. If we did the middle of this candle, that would be again perfect. Okay, very little drawdown, and we are going down for now. How many points? Probably base hit, isn't it? Yep, base hit, 10 points. Now I did not really want to try this trade simply because the bigger structure of the market is bullish here, okay? But now it's 11:10 right now, which means we should start the market making its run. I'm gonna move this to 11:30, which is the launch macro. We are above the initial balance. There is a potential to move higher here. What about the volatility? Let's see the 2-minute chart. 15 average. Okay, so it's kind of holding up there. Lucid trading accounts, 45% off. No activation fee. One time fee, not monthly. Link in the description. So I'll post this comment just to remind you guys, if you want to follow and if you want to learn with me, it's probably a good idea to get one account. This way you have a little bit money on the line, not a lot, but just a little, so that makes the entire experience very real. Okay, you can experience the real conditions of the market. You get the live data with the package, so you don't have to trade delayed data. You take the live data, meaning real-time price action. And you can take as much time as possible, meaning you can trade very small, just to kind of learn. What else to say here? That's the whole point, isn't it? And take as much time as possible. Okay, looking at the chart, we took the liquidity. So quickly liquidity grab. On the 1 minute, you can see that blue line, this acceleration line. We did not breach that line. We just briefly took the liquidity. So we may be poised for a move lower. Let's see. Everything can change. When I'm talking about these things, just don't take my kind of word for it that this is what is going to happen, but rather as one of the possible scenarios I see. Okay. I'm just drawing some random lines on the 5-minute chart right now. draw this line. Draw this line. Yeah, why not? Just trying to draw the best fit lines, basically. Connecting the dots here. This is just a 5-minute chart. Probably it's going to look better on the 1 minute. But I don't want to clutter it too much. It already has a lot of information on it. But without that information, we can't really see what is going on. Nice looking candle on the 15-minute chart. The 5-minute candle actually just closed above, so that could be a potential for long setup. Very tempted to actually go long here. Let's go long here. This is not my traditional setup, so again we'll see. Okay, but this candle closed bullish above this high, so I want to give it a chance. My stop would be somewhere here potentially, maybe like a base hit, 10 points, 10, 15 points, 20 would be perfect, but we'll see. What is the time now? 11:16. Okay, on the 1 minute we breached the acceleration line, so hopefully we can accelerate. We still have some space on the 15-minute chart, which has closed its candle bullishly as well. So everything looks bullish really. So let's see and wait. Let's wait and see. 91.71, about 20 points stop loss here. We gotta trust it. We've got to trust it. Okay, close the gap here, which is good. Or maybe not perfectly good, but still. Okay. Tested the highs here. Come on, move. Okay, the 1 minute doesn't look too exciting right now. I'd be happy with 10-20 points here. It's like a quick base hit really. I think I'm getting bored with this price action. My stop loss, we are looking at the trading chart. 71. Let's switch to the 1 minute chart because that will give us a little bit more information. So still higher high structure, okay. This breached the highs here. Maybe again liquidity grab or something, so we'll see. My stop loss is right now below here. We have a gap here. Let's draw it. So really, I would like this gap to stay open if we are going up. We had a nice gap here. So I may actually dig into this gap, or at least touch it, which would mean basically I would get stopped out. That is why I don't like trading off the 5-minute chart, because I am normally entering on kind of the breakout candle at the very top. Okay, so then we have to go through that kind of drawdown, sit through that and see if this is eventually going to work out. While with ICT concepts or smart money concepts, I am actually mostly entering at discounted prices. See what's happening? With a very little drawdown. So I may actually make a decision that I'm not gonna trade a 5-minute chart completely. These bullish candles on 5-minute chart, they do have a decent win ratio. But I mean, the amount of stress and cortisol you are experiencing when looking at the drawdown like that is just, I don't think it's worth it, to be honest. And now we don't know, okay? We haven't breached the structure yet. If we go below this, I should probably move my stop loss somewhere here, because we may actually touch briefly on the edge of this gap, which happens a lot. If it does happen, then I'm not gonna trade anymore of the 5-minute chart. The thing I am thinking to myself is to take the signal on the 5-minute chart, but wait on the actual entry of the 1-minute chart. So if I took this entry, my partial entry could be of the top of this gap or of this order block here. Okay, that's what would I be ideally entering. Now see what's going to happen. Okay, a small bounce here. I'm going to add to this trade, which I don't like, but maybe at least it can give me some decent exit here. Okay, we bounced so far. Tight stop loss, so I don't mind. Doesn't look good. So right now this looks like an inversion gap. And really this should be again be my entry, okay? We are moving a little bit, still within this order block here. If we start moving down, that's a very bad sign. I'm gonna sell part of my position. Now I'm going to move it to break even. I prefer to exit this trade, to be honest. I know it's still bullish, but I don't like this big candle closing here. This is nice, this volume imbalance though. I did not notice that. Now it looks bullish. We have a volume imbalance. on the 1 minute. I wonder if we touch this. I can't enter short here. C could have waited. Could have waited for a decent trade. If we did wait, 878, 878. 885 was our average. 885. Okay, so base hit almost there, 10 points. Wonder if we get to the base hit at least. This is a dangerous area to me, despite it being bullish here. Yep, base hit. Nice trade, could have been. So that was a fourth trade. Break even. So right now we are net, this was break even, net 21 points, because the third trade was 21 points. Okay, not bad. Yeah, I panicked here. I did panic here. I would much prefer if this up candle wasn't here. Okay, if it went straight down, I would be more confident on the way up. But because we had this up candle here, out of pretty much nowhere, and we had this volume imbalance as well, which I haven't seen. I didn't see it before. See, we are still within that high. This tricky lunch macro is coming. How many points did we move today? 3. Okay, so this is like ziggy-zaggy barcoding basically. This was a little bit more well behaved. Why the heck did I enter this trade? The first trade of the day. That was stupid. Okay, this one was perfect. This one I'm proud of. Very nice trade. Or was it this one? Sorry, the third trade of the day. And the second trade I'm proud of as well. So these two trades, perfect execution. Absolutely. Did we put this one in the journal? Let me see. So the last one was 21 points. 25, this one 21. Yeah. Okay, so we do have it. See, we have all these trades here. So this was the perfect trade, and these are the trades that we took at the beginning, with this one being stupid and this one being very nice. And the fourth trade, I just panicked. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, so what is going on here right now? Which screen we are looking at? 11:30 upcoming. So going back to the 5-minute chart, okay, so this is what I mean with the 5-minute entries. So we closed bullishly, we entered for that 5-minute candle, then it went down, actually a lot. My stop was below this candle, I believe. So we almost got stopped out, and then it moved in our favor. Okay, on the 1 minute, however, the 5-minute bullish candle was somewhere here, in this one, okay, and we entered somewhere here. So this is like a huge premium, okay, while in reality, it moved back into a more discounted area, which is this order block, okay, and initial balance high, and then it took off. So with 5-minute entries, you normally enter at premium. You have to wait through the drawdown and sit still. While with the 1-minute entries, smart money concept, you wait for the pullback to some meaningful order block or a PDRA, meaning a level like a fair value gap or order block or whatever else. We'll talk about this later. And you enter from here. So should we wait? We would probably enter here somewhere, a few points drawdown, which is understandable, and then took off. So even this entry would have given us potentially 10 points base hit. Okay. So what is going on right here? 15-minute chart, important. Okay. It did close bullishly above all the highs. We are now at the MRI sell candle, which is that arrow, red arrow here. Okay, so I would expect we may actually get a little bit of drop or a massive drop. Also, we are in the lunch macro, which would sometimes happen is basically if the market is moving up entire morning, in the lunch macro we see a pullback, a little bit more meaningful. We have been building liquidity all day below all these lows, so there is some space to pull back. Doesn't always happen, and it don't have to happen at 11:30. May happen at 12:30, okay, or whatever. The lunch macro is from 11:30 to 1:30 p.m. So let's see if we can get anything. If anything, we could be entering short here in this area if we were bearish for whatever reason. But the 1-minute chart still have It's kind of neutral, the RSI. The 5-minute chart still has a lot of space to go. Let's see, we have this volume imbalance here, which may act like a magnet. We have another fair value gap, which is here, which we used as support. Nothing here, and now we are above all highs. It looks to me like we could see a drop. But again, don't take my word for it. I am still learning. I'll give it maybe 10, maybe 15 minutes and we will end the stream. I am thinking to enter a short here. I don't want to force it really. I think I am getting impatient as well. I think this gap and this volume imbalance may get touched. We have these equal lows here. This is a perfect candidate for a break lower, this liquidity. This is getting a little bit squeezed. It seems like on the 1 hour we are on the hourly top as well. So if I switch to 1 hour chart, this is the second consecutive top and we are overextended like crazy. Wow. Wow. Look at that. Since 10th of April, we have not been that overextended for that long period of time. Okay, this has to pull back. If not now, then FOMC, mark my words, okay? If not now, then FOMC will liquidate a lot of people here. Wow. Okay. And we have been making bearish divergences here as well. On the RSI, another bearish divergence right now as well. So that's a lot of bearish divergences. My observation says that if we create one more bearish divergence, we are going lower, kind of cool down a little bit. Before maybe even moving higher, but we need to cool down. Okay. So what are we going to do now? How could we enter a short here? What is Bitcoin doing right now? Just chilling. Bitcoin is just chilling right now. Ah, we have the liquidity grab. We sell here. Or is this going higher? Mm. I will enter short here. This could be a last trade. We'll see if it's a winner or not. The volatility is very low. I do like that wick. I will take like, let's see, at least 10 points. And if it gives me somewhere maybe here, that should be at 10 points. Okay, let's see what's gonna happen. This is not my standard trade. I am betting on this being the liquidity grab before we move down and during the launch macro. But again, we'll see. Where would I put my stop loss? Definitely here. I would probably keep it quite tight actually. Then maybe 15 points like that. Because if it's gonna go higher, then it is gonna go higher anyway. 5. Let's wait and see. I'm happy with my buy limit order resting here. I would like to see a very sharp drop to this volume imbalance. Maybe move it somewhere here. If it's gonna happen, I don't know. It does not seem like that right now. But we are still midpoint of that week. Oh, you are not on my trade scheme. Okay, so midpoint of that week, good. Above that week, not good. We've been going up all morning. Nothing lasts forever, as they say. So let's see if we can get our 10 to 20 points here. So this would be perfect area to drop to. Okay. Finger on the hotkey. Okay, that's going to be break even. Six points, come on. Move lower. 10 points at least. Is this going to stop us? See, I have to have it higher. Cannot have it like that. There is this gap for that 6 points stop loss right now. I think we can handle it, to be honest. So let's wait and see. This is the last trade of the day anyway. It just volatility is so low, I can't wait and sit here. Okay, we touched on that gap, which is a good indication. If we don't go above this gap, then this is a very good indication that we will be moving a little bit lower. I would like this to move, like I said, to this point here, 904. But this gap is like 15, 19 points. It's crazy. Okay, still below this gap. Now moving higher. Good. Let's move, and I'm gonna exit the trade. Very nice. Okay, this is gonna move lower, most probably. Okay, we have the lows here. This is gonna move probably to here, if not even lower. Okay, we have built a lot of liquidity under the lows, but on this occasion, thank you, no thank you. Okay, so we should have about, hopefully we got 10 points. Let's see. Let's switch to a 1 minute chart. Okay, that was a short. Entry 904 on this candle, 904. So I was a little bit hesitant. I wanted to see how it reacts. Then we moved to the mid-level of this wick. Let's measure it. Go less accurately. Okay, see, the bodies did not encroach on the upper quadrant of that wick. So that's bearish. And then we waited, created this gap here, which gave me a little bit confidence that this is actually going to move down. Okay. We went a little bit higher, but then we immediately dropped. And I exited the trade 94.50. 94.50. So that went fast. Okay, I didn't have this gap on my chart. Look, again, almost perfect middle of that gap. So my bad, I was a little bit sloppy. That gave us 9.50. Okay, almost 10-point move. So the fifth trade, 10-point winner. Okay, so let's put this in a journal. This was a good trade. I'm happy with it. I would be more happy if I actually seen this gap on my trading chart, because I have not seen it. I forgot that it is here. I would exit probably off the top of this gap and the midpoint of this order block. That would be perfect exit. And as you can see, it would be absolutely perfect. Spot on. Okay, which would give us a little bit more. 12 points. Now, we could also, when we saw that drop, we could also measure it and enter of the midpoint of that wick. Okay, so if we did that and exited, that would be the perfect trade, 15 points. Okay, exit here, entry here, which we need to remember for the future. And I am going to put this in my journal as well. And we are moving down, which is good. Okay, journal. So that was, where was my stop? My stop was above that wick. It's 1 to 1 to 3. It's, I will put it as 10 points, to be honest. Choose strategy, instrument, profit ratio 1 to 1.3. Comments. Let's put this here so I can see that. Okay, so notice the liquidity grab entered as the candle was going down. Could have waited for the price to reach midpoint of the week for best price entry. Then exited at 10 points, but did not notice the gap on 1 minute. My trading chart. This caused the early exit, while in reality should have waited for the top of the gap and mean threshold of the bullish order block, which would give perfect trade at 15 points. I think that explains everything. Save the trade and move on. Okay, so going back to our trades, where are we right now? So the first two break even. Third trade was 21 points, winner. Fourth trade was break even, I panicked. And the fifth trade was 10 points. So total for the day, 31 points in green. And this is where I leave you today. That's it. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching this. Whenever you watch, I hope you could learn something from it. Overall, good day. I'm happy with this. Just a quick summary of today's trades. We started the session just kind of going back and forth on the first presented fair value gap. So we waited through this. We waited until, I think the first trade, yes, we waited until 9:10. The market started to move. I made a stupid trade here. I don't know why. I will need to rewatch the footage. But nonetheless, I entered the trade and we got stopped on this trade for a 25-point loser. Okay, the second trade, I immediately saw that we are entering into this order block here, which was the opportunity to enter long. So I entered, slightly late entry here, as you can see, but I entered and waited for 25 points, so that took us break even on the day. Then the third trade, we waited, the market moved higher, and then what happened here? Yes, and then we waited until the market pulled back. Was this because I remember we entered on the 5-minute window, which was 11:10. That's not that trade. Okay, so that was the next trade, I believe. Yes. So this one, we waited for the pullback. We entered off the midpoint. That was a perfect entry. I set up my limit buy. The market dropped, touched on the midpoint of that big fair value gap here, and moved up, and that was a 21-point winner. I exited here because we had those two up candles, so there was a chance we will actually stop here and continue lower, and that is what I was afraid of. Okay, my idea here was to add if we moved lower, somewhere in this vicinity of this line here, but we didn't have that chance. So that was the winning trade. And then we waited, and somewhere along here we had a 5-minute bullish candle that closed above all the highs. And I said I will enter using my other strategy, but that was buying in premium. So the market pulled back once again. So we had to sit through that drawdown, and then it took off. However, at this point, I panicked, and I thought again this may actually reverse, although none of the bullish structure has been broken. So maybe I should have a little bit more confidence. I closed the trade break even somewhere here. Then we waited again, and the last trade of the day was that liquidity grab / reversal trade. So what we did is I noticed that liquidity grab on that candle here. Then we should have waited until the midpoint of that wick is reached, but we didn't. I entered the trade as that candle was dropping lower, so slightly worse entry, and I exited when I saw 10 points profit. Okay, being aware of this down candle hit that it might actually reverse, but at the time of looking at that trade, I did not see that gap on my trading chart, which is a different chart I execute trades from. And this is why I have not seen that, and I exited here. In reality, if I did see that, there was an order block here. This was the midpoint of the order block, and this was the top of the gap as well. So I would be fairly confident that we will at least touch the top of that gap, and this would be my exit. So that perfect trade should be 15 points. In reality, we got 10 points, which is not that bad as well. So that brings the total to 31 points in the green for the day. So not bad overall. I'm quite happy with the session, except for this first trade, which, to be honest, I don't know why I took. If it wasn't for this first trade, we would have reached our goal of 50 points per day, and that would mean 50 points per day, basically trading 2 micros is about $200 per day times 25 accounts. That gives us $5,000 per day, which is our ultimate target. This is where we want to get to in this series. This is our top goal. And that gives us a $0 to $1 million per year goal. So hope you enjoyed this, guys, and I will see you on the next trading day. Thank you so much, and bye bye.